Anyone sharing or not?
I will share. I'll try it. If if you face any issues, so we can
Yeah. So
discuss.
other people, I think they will help you.
Yeah.
And it's not very difficult. We already created. You just need to reuse existing
Yes,
thing.
yeah.
Data type and everything is there.
Is my screen is visible to you?
Yes.
Yes, we can see.
Try to search it with report.
Yeah. Yes, this is it, right? We have to take this endpoint first. Already we have resources, right? In this level of indentation, we have to try, right? Like this.
Murli, other than this one, we can write as a separate ramble for this alone. For connecting.
Actually, they have done in this fund after this resources. This is one kind of thing, right? So we can follow this only. Then we can able to copy somewhere in the ramble. After these resources, this will be there, right? So that's it. I'm trying to do. Actually, kind of.
No, you have to, if you create like this, the get and post method also will come under this indentation, right? So you have to create after get post, I think so.
Yeah, that's why I'm just trying to do now, and after that we can paste somewhere whether
Okay.
wherever we want.
Okay.
I'm trying to do this level of indentation. Yeah.
Mostly that slash customer ID is there, right? Head URI param. You need to give in. I think you need to give that in separate line.
Okay.
I was not sure. Just
No, this is fine. This will work. Only thing is, you cannot have one more get method because in the same indentation you are going to define two
actually
methods.
I'm not trying. This get method is under the report. Here I can give the get method like this. I can. It is not under this indentation. It will fall under this indentation of this resource. This will be under this right. In this get method, I'm trying to do the resource here. So here we can pass the headers, right? The headers also we can try to use our rights, which we have used for get method, right? The same thing we can use. Here we can use. Actually, they are passing headers also, right? In this document, you can see in the headers the same thing. Transaction ID, client secret will be there. So we can use our existing one. We can use our existing types user, right? So we try to use the same thing. Error also we can use the same.
No, I think header we have defined in this one, right? Fragment, right? So I think
Fragment. That's it. We have called a fragment right here. So we in the fragment we mentioned as trait, right? It is so I'm calling this trait only using this function.
Yeah,
We're not.
then no need to write is. I can write. Just you can say header and you can give that path, right?
Okay. Normally we did for the same thing for our get method, right? So I'm going to like this. I'm trying to replicate the same get method in this resources. We can try if it is working, then it is fine. Otherwise, we can. Awesome. Okay. There's no need here. Then this address part is completed. Then URI params we gave as mandatory, right? Whether we need to give required as here, I'm not sure how to give this required. The URI params. If it is given in the link, it should make it as required, right? Whether we need to write a required as true like that. Here in this thing also I don't see any parameters under the only URI parameters is not there. Only query parameters are there. So if you give in the
Hi,
one,
I have one question, please.
Yeah.
Is report our resource?
Report is a resource that is this is a kind of resource that is just this kind of
Resource. It's a
endpoint.
resource
Yeah.
under vendor assessment.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyone having idea? That means here we can't see a URI params, right? Whether we need to mention URI params required, or otherwise it will take from the this link only. It is required. Maybe we can check after that. After these things and all, we don't see. It should come if it is required. It should come here only. If it is not there, then this level of indentation should come. Yeah, okay, that should be fine. We can go for the next thing. This fine. Query params body is not required, so response we have to give. Responses directly we can give responses.
You can take the query parameters only and what
Yeah.
you could pass in it.
Query params, the query params, he is passing URI params, right, Venkat? We are not using the query params. This is a get method, so we can use this in body. JSON. Type is a kind of
Murli, sorry in
yeah.
between.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
Ajay. Can you click on that mocking service?
Okay. Yes, it is coming.
Okay, so you have clicked, right?
Yeah,
so,
can you try to click on and get? We can see the customer unique ID there. Do you want
okay,
to
so
do that?
see, no, like based on my knowledge, Murli, so this report and slash customer ID, it should come in the new line. If it's come in the new line, then we can add these responses and everything. Just again, we need to confirm with Ravi on this.
Okay, we can check that. As of now,
Hi.
we can.
I
Yeah.
think reports should be in the parentheses. If it's under vendor assessment, we need parentheses for report.
Okay, this should be also in the parentheses report also.
I think so. I think-
Actually, it is not a parenthesis. Actually, whatever the unique ID you are passing, right, that should be in the parenthesis. That is that whatever URI params you are passing, that should be in the parenthesis. Remaining, this is on the kind of endpoint. After fetching this fund assessment, we are going to this thing, and if you are passing the customer ID here as unique, then it should be in the under the parenthesis.
Okay.
We can
what I
try-
know,
Yeah.
if you have any resource under some resource, that resource should be in the parentheses. I know. I'm not sure. I will.
Yeah, actually, as per my knowledge, whatever user that URI params it should be passed, that should be under parentheses. It should be under enclosed with parentheses. In the normal, in the AnyPoint Studio also, we are passing some values in the URL only, right? In the path only, we are trying to some after endpoint we are trying to pass any value. If we are mapping, then we can place the same thing in the path also, like open close parentheses. We can do now if anything try to get method. What example? Your params string required customer. It is Ajay. You can see here customer ID is required. You can see here, right? Maybe.
But Murali, actually,
Yeah.
the URI parameters we are configuring is like slash reports colon. The next line slash, then what is in the closed braces, whatever the customer
Okay.
ID, right? We can. I'll give one sample.
Like this. Like this.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. Here we no need to mention required, right? Then it is automatically it will take like this.
In the example, you just mentioned that something.
Yeah. Okay. JSON. The response it should be like this. Response is type of object. So we already have this object, right? We have created this post testing and try to use that. Include examples. Assessment report, customer will get report responses. Application JSON. Post include examples, post request JSON. So whatever we are using as a post request, we are getting the same in the get response, right? So we can use this post request as a data type. Anyway, we are getting this same thing in the response like this. So this is what we are while doing the post thing. This is what we are submitting, right, in the post request. So we can try to use the same type, the same data type here. Are you getting my point? Hello. Sorry. Post request, right? So post request, it is post request. Post request.
Post picture.
Ask the exact response. Later we'll convert it into the new file. Maybe traits or
Separate file you want.
yeah, later we'll do. First at this point of time we can write this.
We can write here, and we can see if it is working. Then we can separately make it as get report like that. Get report request. We can try now, and if it is working, then we can try to do it in the right. Post request and this example we are using example to response JSON. So we can try to. This is not a response. Need to not. So maybe for this example it is not there, right? It is not there. Maybe
it's not there. You can
this is not there. This example is not there, I guess. Only we are creating request, right? So that's why it is example is not there. Or it is there in this thing. 201 post request. So it is there. Post request is there, right? We can use this post request only. This is what we are getting, right? Post request. Same results. It is expected one. The same. That should be fine, I guess. If anyone wants to add anything here.
But my question is like, for example, here is customer ID, all the details we are getting.
Yeah, actually, yeah, customer details we are getting. We are sending the customer ID right here from here. The format should be whatever there in the post request. That should become actually, if you post something, this kind of details will store in the Salesforce, right? If you want to retrieve those details, the kind of the data also should be there in the request type. Whatever request or the posting, the data type, the same data format will be there in the get record format. Here they are trying to fetch the record from the post that assessment records is there, right? Whatever we post, the user will post some answers that will be stored in this format, right?
No, it's
We try to do now. What happens? Why this is coming? I'm not sure. Open and documentation.
But we can pass the customer ID in the input, right, as an example.
Example.
Then only it will
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
give the input.
Yes. Got it. But how we can pass that is I'm not sure. That URI params, how to, here you mentioned correctly, like in the head. Yes, this is kind of some body. This is kind of some headers only, like.
But same as like how, what are the parameters it could be there? They same parameters like whether type and mandatory, the
Okay.
required and the type, same
Okay.
the fields we
Okay.
the same way.
Got it. Like we can use here only, right? Type like this. Let me check this thing. That's yeah. Type.
Write anything, but example that's enough. Like
Yes.
you don't
Type is string. It is required.
required true.
Type is a string. Just kind of, it is kind of string, right?
I think you can write in this way. Customer ID colon slash required true type equal to string.
In the one line only.
Maybe I'm not sure whether it in the closest.
We can try here in this. Actually, in this way, we can try anyway. Otherwise, it is there in the headers. Headers may.
That's the case. It becomes string, right? String type equal to string.
It is not coming.
Maybe I'll give some example.
Yeah, you can try. Give example.
If you file this way, slash shift to your chat.
Have you sent it in the WhatsApp?
Not chat in the meeting chat.
Okay. Maybe you can't see the chat, I guess. Okay, let me check. Okay.
Just bit scroll down. Yeah, this is your slash website. But they didn't pass any parameters. In the example, only the value.
Actually, this kind of here we mentioned it is just like books we can replace as records. Under this, it might be URI params.
Correct.
Yeah.
Then get.
Then get. Books also we need to mention get. There is record.
Required. I think it will come as a entire. It is appending, right? Slash report slash customer ID.
Slash report slash customer ID. So it will come under it will online, not an issue.
Yeah.
But we need how the required how we can mention that we need to see.
I think it's not required. They didn't pass in the examples. Only example in the example they given the values.
Okay.
Directly they given in the example. Not given
Okay.
the type, not given any required.
Let
Only
me do
they
this
pass.
way. Festival transaction ID. We are getting 200. Okay. But where we are passing the query URI params, here also URI params is not there, right? In the only query params is there. Maybe in the link we can check how it is behaving. On assessment report. Right.
Maybe if you are giving an example, maybe that will append.
Okay. Example is URI params. Yeah, URI params is there.
No, first get it will come, right? Next get is get colon. Next is you can try.
URI params is coming here. Let me check that.
After customer ID, I think indentation for get is required.
After customer ID.
Correct.
Indentation for get is required.
Okay.
Yes, Murli. After the like URI param you are passing it, right? Next is immediately click on the request type, either get or post.
Where we did this responses is under which indentation that time responses is come under this indentation. Getting error.
Select that and push click on tab Murli so that we can.
Okay. If you see here, maybe here it is suggesting URI params or not. Let me check. Base URI parameters is showing.
No, don't use any parameter. Don't use any parameter. In example, you just pass
After this thing, you can see after this thing it is suggested me to
do anything. Not required to do anything. Just put it as get, and you can refer those. And even the. I'm not sure whether we require to pass the client ID current, but we can keep it. But in the example, you will write, right? Other than referring as a new file, you can write in the example. So what input we will be passing? Customer ID as an input we are passing it, right?
Yes.
Pass that. That's enough, I think. So that value
Here, actually, in the we are passing here. We want me to do example, right? It is a response. Here only we have to do example. Then
we can write here as an example. Correct. In that place only we can do the example, which is not popular.
okay.
Only come down. After the response, you can try example, or else you can remove that include that JSON.
Venkat, actually, this example, it's kind of response after sending the request customer ID. Here only we need to give. If you give this example, right? Actually, whatever response we are getting from the UI, if we sending the request, this is a response we have to get. We can't give customer ID here. We have to give the response here only. Whatever request we are posting from the post method, that should be response of this method, get method.
But in the examples, they mention in a different way.
The same thing in the example response you can see, right? The same details, whatever we are. This is the response, 200 OK response.
I understood.
So that's why I gave the post request. This is just kind of a post request, right? So he changed the assessment report. That is fine. That the details are the same, right? Otherwise, we can create a new file and we can paste it there only. We can refer that example. Only example we can refer.
query parameters, they have they pass the parameters actually.
Yeah,
But you-
URI params they have passed.
Is it done?
Haven't done. That's why. Hello.
Yeah, you are creating 200 response, so you are creating from scratch.
No. Actually, I'm trying to here, Ravi. There is a post request, right? That is a response of our API. That's why I'm trying to. But you have changed the value, right? Here in the root element. That's why I'm trying to copy
Okay,
this on
let
the.
me do only. Let me do.
Okay.
I thought it's not
Okay.
like it's a 10-minute activity. I think you are taking more time, so let me do fast. Okay.